This is lesson 7.4 from the University of Idaho CS112 course. So in the last lesson, we developed the first part of this program, and we made it so that yellow and green blocks were turtles heading in a direction of 0 degrees. In the actual assignment part of this, you modified this so that they were pointing in different directions. You can continue to use that code. However, everything that I'm going to be doing specifically is working with yellow and green blocks, and everything you're going to see is still this blue character doing things. So just keep that in mind. Now, with these turtles, we're going to change direction, and this will cause the blocks to change color. We're going to add tests to the colored blocks program. Specifically, if it's on a yellow block, we want it to turn right 90 degrees and change the block color to be green. If it's on a green block, we want it to turn left 90 degrees and change the block color to be yellow. This is an example of our program and what everything kind of looked like. If you need to, you can definitely pause this video and make sure everything's up to date. This would, for the most part, there's a couple variations here that wouldn't apply for the assignment, so just keep that in mind. We're going to move on though to if-else statements. So if-else statements are very, very powerful statements. NetLogo has two forms. So they have an if statement, which is a simple just if this is true, do this block of code. If it's not true, just keep going. That's the easiest way to kind of talk about an if statement. If the patch color is yellow, turn right 90. If it's not, just do whatever. And so we just continue the code. If-else statements are slightly different, and if the condition is true, it runs the code in the next bracket and skips the second bracket. If it's false, it skips the first bracket and does the second bracket. And in other languages, there's a slight difference from this if-else system. In a lot of other languages, you can do multiple if-elses that kind of provide different chances and different opportunities. This if-else is a little more, I'm going to use the word nuanced, in that there's only specific things that, like, there's the setup of it is a little more clunky, if you will. But in this case, if else p color equals yellow. If it's yellow, turn right. If it's not yellow, turn left. So that'd be an example of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and create, if the turtle lands on a yellow block, we need it to turn right 90 degrees and change the color of the block to be green. And we're going to use an if statement here. And since it talks to turtles, it needs to be inside of the ask turtle statement inside of the go. If otherwise, we'd have to ask the turtles elsewhere, and we don't need to ask the turtles multiple times for this. So we're going to test the following code, and we're going to check for errors. So let's go ahead and switch over to that. Okay, so inside of my ask turtles, okay, so if the patch color that they are on is yellow, then, that's the way I kind of like to talk about this, is that way I get that phrasing in my head right. So if the patch color is equal to yellow, then we want it to, let's see, is it right turn or left turn? We want it to right turn, so that's RT, right turn 90 degrees. And then we want it to set the color, T color that it's on, from yellow, oops, don't need the equal sign, we want it to be green. And we're going to close this. All right, so if we go and check this, okay, everything works, setup. All right, let's find a guy that's about to hit yellow. This guy right here. All right, he's going to take a step, he's on yellow, and he turned right. Awesome, cool. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing for green. And so let's just go like this, Control C and Control V. And if it's green, we want it to left turn and become yellow. Check, everything checks out, cool. All right, let's set it up. Someone that's about to hit yellow. I think this guy is the next one that I can see right off the bat. Oh, okay, this guy, he turned left, cool. All right. So step, he's on yellow, and what happened? Well, the issue is of what just happened was it actually did everything that we said. It took a right turn, turned it green, but then looking at our code, we say if it's yellow, right turn and set the P color to be green. If it's green, left turn and set the P color to be yellow. So this isn't an exclusive statement. We do this, which was true, and it did it, and then we do this, which was also true because of this, and did it. So the one really weird thing about this, though, is whenever it was landed on a green, it made its left turn, and it set the P color to be yellow. Well, that's because the next thing in the statement is forward one. So what we're going to use is, instead of this if, we're going to use an if-else. So if else P color is yellow, so this is the end of, I'm going to put a comment out here, end of if else yellow true. This is the end of the true statement. Then we're going to make the start of if else yellow false. So that way I can kind of keep track of it. These should be indented by 1 now. And I close this. And so this, oops, end of if else yellow false. Alright, so now let's try that again. So let's go setup and take a few steps. So let's go hit yellow. I might not be hitting yellow for a little bit. Let me try that again. This guy. I think this guy is the next one I can see. Alright, so step. He's on yellow. Let's see if he turns right and makes it green. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, so that works just the way that we wanted it to. And that's specifically because we have to pay attention to the order that this code is going to happen. Because this would be after this, we need to make this an if-else statement, because that way it goes, if this is true, do this and skip all of this. And so that way it skips it. Otherwise, it just run it. So, let's see here. I think in terms of assignment, we just did that. We just tested that. Yeah. So in your assignment, you're going to have it so that it reacts to 3 colors of code. 3 if you're German. If it's on yellow, it needs to turn right 90 and turn the block blue. If it's on blue, it needs to turn left 90 and turn the block red. If it's on red, it's going to turn 180 and turn the block turn the color back to yellow. So it should cycle yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, etc., etc., etc. One thing to pay attention to is that you most definitely need to use the if-else statement whenever we're talking about that blue, hint blue is green. It needs to be an if-else, and then you can just do an if statement. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Have a good one.